Hello and welcome back to another movie review. Today I saw No One Lives, a new film again from WWE Studios. Again, nice to see that they're taking their movie studio a little bit more seriously now. They're not casting too much in the way of big name wrestling superstars to star in all their films. There is a wrestler in this movie, but he's not a huge name. He's someone that I've heard of because I used to be a pretty steady follower of wrestling until I started moving the last couple years, and then without cable and stuff, I kind of lost track of what was going on with wrestling for a while, and then I started watching again, and there was a few new people around, and it took me a little while to figure out who was who, but eventually I kind of figured it out. Still not familiar with, what they've done since then because I stopped watching again. But this character is, but this wrestler is one of the ones that was in at the time when I kind of came back to it. So I'm not sure how big of a name he is right now, but another guy that I work with knew who he was, so I guess he's fairly popular. Anyway, enough about that. No One Lives. Well, the title spoils the movie because no one lives. So it starts out with this girl running through the woods, and she gets trapped. She was kidnapped or something, and she got away for a minute, and she was trying to run, and they managed to capture her again. Then it cuts to these people. It's a group of 5 or 6 people who are robbing people's houses dressed as a moving company. They have a big truck, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, there's 4 or 5 that go on the runs, and then like one that stays back at their base, their hideout or whatever. So they're cleaning out this person's house, and the people were supposed to be gone on vacation or whatever, but they come back early, and one of the guys jumps the gun literally and starts shooting everyone. So they have to hurry up and bail out, and they lose part of their haul because they didn't, obviously shooting a gun off in a rich neighborhood. Someone's going to hear it. The cops are going to be there soon. So, drop whatever we don't have on the truck and let's go. So then they're kind of dealing with their stuff, and at first you're not really sure if these are the people that kidnapped the girl or how it's going to tie in, because they're obviously kind of the bad guys. But then they're at a diner, and this other couple that's introduced into the film stops at the diner to get something to eat, and the same guy that shot the other people gets out of hand again and starts kind of making moves towards the guy's wife, and the guy's sitting there like, slowly grabbing the steak knife off of the table, and you can tell that it's going to go someplace like they're not going to realize who they're messing with, and he's going to stab the guy or something, and all hell's going to break loose. But the wife kind of shakes her head like, no, don't do it. And then the other guy sees what he was about to do, and he's like, yeah, you don't want to do that. And he starts to like reach for his gun or whatever. And then the leader of the group comes in and tells him to leave him alone and apologizes and everything. And he's like, basically like, don't shit where I eat type of thing. It's like, this is where we live. This is where we come to have dinner and drinks or whatever every night. You can't mess with people around here because it'll draw the police into it, and we'll get caught. He says it more macho than that, but yeah, basically that's what it's leading up to. So then they're leaving, and the same guy again, going out causing trouble, chases them down, runs them off the road, and kidnaps them. So again, you're leading back to, are these guys the kidnappers? And basically he takes their car back to the hideout, and he says, basically, we can scrap this car to make up the difference in what we lost at that other house. This is me making it up to you. So he says, well, where are the people that were driving it? And he goes, we got them tied up, your brother's taking care of them. And then the wife ends up killing herself because the brother has a knife to her throat, trying to make the other guy relax and not try anything. And then she says, "I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore," and just lunges forward onto the guy's knife, cutting her own throat. So then the other guy's like, "What?" The guy that had the knife, he's like, "What the fuck? What? She was crazy. What happened?" He's kind of freaking out. And while this is happening, the husband breaks loose and kills him. And then the husband goes basically on a hunting spree, killing everyone in the house. And I'm going to get into a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear the twist, now's the time to jump ahead. Basically, the husband was the kidnapper, because they find the girl that was running through the woods in the beginning. They find her in the trunk when they're going through the car looking for anything of value after they've ran it off the road. So they find her in the trunk, and she's basically telling him, he's going to kill you all. You don't understand what type of person he is, type of thing. And then it kind of goes into some flashbacks about when she was kidnapped and what she had to go through with the guy, and, kind of trying to help explain what type of person he is so they all understand. But basically, yeah, he ends up killing everyone. They eventually get a car running and are leaving, but one guy's messed up pretty bad, so they kind of dump him on the emergency door of the hospital and take off. And the guy even comes back to kill him at the end, because no one lives. So yeah, don't want to get into too much spoilers of the ending, as it is kind of an interesting ending. So yeah, that's basically No One Lives. Not much more to say about it other than no one lives. I do recommend it. Like I said, WWE Studios is actually breaking away from the whole wrestling aspect of their company and focusing on actually being a movie studio, which I do like. And this film is fairly decent. As far as a star rating, I would put it... I was going to say a 3, but basically when I give things a 3, I say they're kind of a middle-of-the-road movie. But I don't really want to jump it up to a 3.5, because I did like other movies I've given a 3.5 a little bit better than this one. It more fall towards a 3.25 stars, where it's above average, but not quite Iron Man level type of thing. But like I said, I don't want to do quarter stars, so for now, let's just say it's a 3, but it's a high 3. Yeah, pushing more towards a 3.5, but not quite making it. So that's No One Lives. Like I said, check it out. I'm not sure what I'm going to get around to seeing next, obviously, because I don't plan these out far enough ahead. But I will get around to seeing something, and I will let you know when I do. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.